Hey, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Willie T with the N and 3. We back with another video, and today we got a reaction video, man. 5 of the best cars to modify, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to give y'all tips, you know what I'm saying? So you finna check it out. I'm giving my opinions. They gonna tell you what you gotta do, and yeah, they get the thing move. Appreciate y'all if y'all come from TikTok, by the way. Ching.
Good. Hell yeah. I'm glad that I'm not out there. Because currently, it's dropping down to negative 60 degrees here in Wisconsin. Banana bread, hell yeah.
Wisconsin, negative 60 degrees, bro. Nah, bro.
Hell no. Negative 60 degree wind chills? Dude! Hell no! Morale is at an all-time low for car enthusiasts. So what better to do than talk about cars? Because that's what we like to do here. We like to talk about all things automotive, whether that be wheels, tires, and suspension, fitmentindustries.com, or anything else in that realm. That's the end of that story. What is going on, guys? Justin from Fitment Industries, and today we are going to take a break from the negative 60 degree wind chills outside and talk about something that makes us a little bit more happier, and we're going to talk about cars. Now, like Steve said, humble beginnings start everywhere, and even in the car community are humble beginnings. Now, today we're going to be talking about some of the best cars to modify as an entry-level car enthusiast, or if it's gonna be your first car to modify, or maybe even your second car to really start digging into. So first up on the list, we have, of course, the Honda Civic, and that is solely because not only has the Honda Civic been around forever, but because of...
Let me tell you one thing I appreciate. I appreciate a nice, clean Honda Civic, man. Much love for that, always.
It has allowed for many different variations of the Civic, so you have something to fit pretty much everybody's needs. So you have like a coupe, you have the sedans, you have the hatchbacks, you have a bunch of different styles of these cars that you can get. Now you can pick up these cars for a relatively decent price. Just one thing to make sure of, especially if you're a northern enthusiast like us up in the old Wisconsin area, that watch out for the rust on these cars, because there's nothing worse than dealing with old cars and rust. It's just if you can avoid it at all costs, just... So you pick up these cars for relatively cheap. Now, like I said, make sure you want to get one with no rust and try to find one as stock as possible. And I know that might be a little difficult to say, but they are out there if you do a little bit of searching. Now, what makes these cars so good for like an entry-level car or like a beginner car to start modifying is that the aftermarket support for these cars is just unreal. Even for the older generations, there's still companies out there making parts.
To be honest, the older generation got way more parts than the new one
for these cars. And not only that, there's a huge community and following for these cars still that can help you out if you have any questions. You can hop onto forums. I mean, there's just an endless amount of information out there for anything that you want to do to Civics. So moving on to car number...
All right, I'll give my piece about Honda Civic, man. 100% dog. Top tier. Aftermarket support go crazy. They built to last. Those things are built to last. You will find a lot of clapped out ones, you know what I'm saying, especially if you're trying to get in the pay for cash type somebody. You gotta see, you need, if you get a Honda Civic and you want to really build it from the bottom to the top, you better find somebody grandma, somebody auntie that just drove it just to drive it, like didn't do anything to it. Those are them things will last forever if you keep them right. And you can never go wrong with a clean Civic, dog. The parts are so cheap, man. You can get a set of good quality coilovers for literally under $500. You can get a whole catback exhaust, $500. Wheels and tires, they can take like 14, 15s. You can get a whole set for like $600. Like, it's crazy. Okay, let's go to the next one. I ain't talk too much.
Would be the Mazda Miata or the MX-5. Now, not only are these cars just...
First of all, no, they're amazing to modify. They're just, the market for them are so terrible right now. Like, to find a decent one, like a surface level decent one, is $5 bands. Okay, I'm done right here.
a ton of fun to drive because they're literally a go-kart. But again, they also have a lot of aftermarket support, and you'll find that a lot of these cars that we're gonna mention do have a lot of aftermarket support, and that's what makes it so nice, is that not only are there parts out there for it, but there's a lot of companies that make different parts for this. So you can really build something to fit your own style, your own personality as per se. You can really express yourself in the form of a car and how you build it. So what makes the Mazda Miata such a good car to build off of is not only that is a rear-wheel drive car with a perfect weight distribution, is that it's also super good for like entry-level motorsports. So say if you want to get into autocross or even some drift events.
Just know I'm going to get into autocross. And I might get a Miata for it because perfect roadster, perfect track, 50-50 weight distribution, that's the perfect car to take to any type of track. That or a Toyobo FRS, I don't know yet.
They're a really good platform to start doing that with. If you do start modifying the car, say performance-wise or engine-wise, that not only do they take the modifications very well, but you don't have to do a lot of modifications to get a lot out of the car. With the car being so small, any performance upgrade you're gonna notice because the car weighs like nothing. It's small. It's tiny. It's a little car. So like you add 30 horsepower to the thing, you're gonna feel it. You add some nice suspension, it's gonna whip around the track even faster. So that's what makes the Mazda Miata such a decent platform to build one of your first cars off of. So that leads us into car number 3, which...
Don't say it yet. Anyway, what am I about to say? Yeah, I ain't got nothing bad. Mazda Miata. Y'all know. If y'all can find one, get it, please. If not, don't even worry about it. They got better options. I think. We're gonna see. I don't know, I haven't seen the video yet, so.
Be the 86 platform. Now, it makes
the Toyobo FRS, like I was just saying.
This car such a decent platform to build off of and such a nice car to really learn on is the fact that they're becoming more widely available and the prices are becoming more accessible, I guess you could say.
I've really been on the fence about if I should get one. As my next car, I mean, you can't go wrong. 50-50 weight distribution. 200 horsepower is just enough to have all the fun you want and need in this thing. Cool. Aftermarket support goes stupid. They sound good, feel good. I mean, you can't go wrong. I don't know. Yeah, they're slow as shit, I guess. I mean, that's what everybody says. But I mean, it's the smiles per gallon. That made no sense. I'm not talking. It gets good fuel mileage. Come on now. You really can't go wrong. Yeah, huge support, all that.
The prices are coming down quite a bit. You can find like a 2013 FRS with not too many miles on for right around $15,000, which isn't a terrible price for the car that you're getting. Now, personally, owning an FRS, I'm speaking a little bit from experience here as it's really kind of the second car that I really dove into as far as modifying. That, again, the aftermarket support is absolutely huge. And along with that, again, comes that community with it. So the 86 and FRS BRZ community is huge out there. And all the people that are in it generally seem to be pretty cool people. You find a lot of them not only just hanging out in parking lots and everything like that, but they actually do drive their cars and they do whip the cars around tracks as much as possible. So not saying just as necessarily you want to work on the car, but you really kind of want to get involved in the community, and FRS BRZ or 86 would be definitely the way to go. So again, the 86 platform is a huge candidate in the entry-level motorsports division, both in autocross and even in drift events. And again, kind of along the same lines as the Miata, where you don't have to do a lot of modifications to get a lot out of the car. Now, the FRS and BRZs aren't generally known for being the fastest cars on the block, but they are a lot of fun to drive, personally why I own one. And overall, it is just a fun car to own because if you're like me and like to do a lot of work by yourself on the car, it is fairly simple to work on as long as you don't have to replace spark plugs or anything engine related, because the engine goes like this, which isn't always the funnest thing. But as far as like suspension components and exhaust components and everything bolt on, it is fairly easy to work on. You can do things in a matter of probably about half hour to an hour, depending on what you're working on. And then of course, the last thing I'll say about the 86 is because the depreciation is so fucking terrible, you'll never get rid of it. So it becomes an awesome candidate for a 2JZ swap down the road when you finally save up the money.
Here's my thing with 2JZ swaps. Where y'all be finding them at? Like, at this point, I feel like they should be sitting on the side of the road or something, because everybody, they stopped making the cars a long time ago. Where are y'all getting these 2JZs from? LS is understandable. LS makes sense because, you know, America, they make a lot of stuff in bulk and they have a lot of engines, a lot of LS engines to choose from. So, but 2JZs, I don't know. I don't know.
When you thought you were gonna put a down payment on another car, and then you go to sell the FRS, and you're like,
feels weird.
Oh my God.
Picking it up. The legacy.
And moving on to car number 4 would be the Subaru WRX. Now, I chose this car because, again, it has been around for a...
They're great cars to modify. As soon as you start trying to add over, like, as soon as you try to get to the 500 horsepower range, you might as well just let it go. Because you're going to blow your whole bottom end gone. Top end gone. Literally going to blow a head gasket through your roof. Not your roof, through your hood.
Somewhat like the Civic, and there are plenty of generations to choose from. But also the fact that these cars come stocked with a turbocharger, and what that means is that they are a good candidate for making a pretty decent amount of power without having to do a whole lot to the car. With a simple bolt-on modifications, whether it be with your headers, downpipes, exhaust, and an intake and a simple tune, you can get a noticeable difference in performance out of the car. And overall, they are just a fun car to kind of tinker with in that aspect. You can load up a bunch of different tunes to have fun with it. You can learn a lot about that side of the car enthusiast like community and that culture with the turbocharged cars. And another factor why it's on the list is because I know I brought it up 30 times, is because for the northern guys, they're all-wheel drive and they make a really good car all season, so they can get through the snow fairly well. They're a good car to drive during the summer. They're just a fun all-around kind of car. You can go do drift skis in the back during the winter. I mean, we've done that probably about 5 times in the last week, but I mean, it's just a good daily driver if that's the only car that you're looking to own, but also still have a lot of fun with. So the 5th and final, but certainly not least of the list today, is going to be the DSMs. Now, the DSMs hold a special place in my...
That's interesting. Oh no. Oh no. That's interesting. I'm fixing that in 2 seconds. That's interesting though. I like DSMs.
Part technically because
Those Mitsubishis are fire.
I technically own, if you want to say, a DSM. It's a 428 Mitsubishi, but I mean, we're moving on from that. I've been around the culture long enough. I've done a lot of research on the 4G63s to know.
And they look fire. Like, look at them. I forgot who it is on YouTube. I think it's on DSM Miguel. I think that's him. Oh, Miguel, yeah, right. It's right here at the bottom. Yeah, his is fire. I love watching his videos.
That they are capable of a lot. Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this car for any beginner, but they make a very good intermediate or second car for anyone who's really...
See, that's what I thought. I thought it wasn't for beginners, but anyway.
Looking to make some power out of their cars and really do a lot of, say, hands-on work and then R&D themselves. Now, what I mean by that is even though the DSMs are an older platform, whether you're going from the 1st gen to the 2nd gen, there are still companies out there that offer quite a few aftermarket parts for them, but the aftermarket support isn't as huge anymore as it used to be. So what that has allowed people to do in the community is to really kind of help each other out by making their own performance parts. There's plenty of people out there on forums and classifieds pages that do a lot of custom work specifically for the DSM enthusiasts. So with that comes some pretty unique one-off sort of parts that you can get for these cars to make them really, really cool, but also really unique at the same time. The DSM platform in general allows you to build a pretty wicked car, even though you may run into some issues like the 4G63 is known for the crank walk issue. They're known for, you know, not being so reliable, but that's kind of what makes them so fun, is because you're getting to work on the car all the time. And now if that's something that you're not looking to do, then maybe the DSM platform isn't for you. But if you're someone who likes to go out in the garage, make some badass power out of a 4-cylinder engine and run it down the drag strip, the DSM is an awesome platform for that. So like I said, unless you're looking for a constant migraine all the time, I wouldn't recommend this car for the absolute beginner. But like I said, maybe for someone who's looking to step up from their first car or really delve into the aspect of tuning and building some serious power. So those are our picks on the 5 best cars for anyone looking to get into the car scene, or for someone to look at starting to do work to their car and start building cars for themselves. So go ahead and let us know down in the comments what your top 5 picks are for cars that are good for entry-level enthusiasts or who want to work on their car.
Press the wrong thing. Yeah, man. Gotta love fitment industry, man. They really this what they do, you know what I'm saying? Great video though. 100% agree with this. This kind of route you want to go. But see, this was made in 2019. So, you know, the inflation for Mazda Miatas didn't even hit yet. So that's crazy. But yeah, let me know if y'all want to see some more reaction videos. I think I want to do this in between my truck videos, you know what I'm saying? So let me know if y'all rocking with it. If y'all rocking with it, comment down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share it if you want to, but you don't have to, but you should, just because that's what I would do. And you know, I believe that I'm a good person. So if you do it, you're a good person too. Anyway, that's it.